Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be tackling something that's, vital but often misunderstood, and that's insurance.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into evaluating insurance needs 101.
Ah.
Sounds super dry,
hmm
but it's actually a presentation that, while it's seemingly aimed at students,
Right.
it's got some really intriguing visuals and points that I think will resonate with everybody.
It's true. Insurance can be a little bit of a black box, I think, for a lot of people. But, it's not just about paying premiums. It's really about strategically protecting your future self from, financial shocks.
I like that. So instead of it just being another bill,
Yeah.
this is like an investment in peace of mind.
Yeah.
The presentation starts with this idea of insurance as a financial safety net.
hmm
But I'm curious, beyond that basic concept,
Yeah.
what were some things that surprised you about insurance from this material?
Well, I think one of the things that the presentation does really well is they use this really striking visual
Okay.
of a safety net with a huge hole in it
Oh.
when talking about the claims process.
Oh, okay.
And I think that really highlights how crucial it is to not just have insurance,
Right.
but to understand how to use it effectively when you need it most.
It's like having a life raft, but not knowing how to inflate it when you're stranded at sea.
Exactly.
So before we even get into specific types of insurance, let's talk about claims.
Good.
What are some common mistakes that people make that could lead to falling through that, metaphorical hole?
Well, I think one of the biggest pitfalls is not fully understanding the terms and conditions of their policy.
Okay.
People often just assume that they're covered for everything, and they get hit with exclusions and limitations they didn't know about.
Ouch. That's got to be a frustrating experience.
It is.
Like thinking you have comprehensive car insurance,
Right.
only to find out it doesn't cover that fender bender in a parking lot.
Exactly. Another common mistake is not documenting everything thoroughly.
Okay.
Think police reports for accidents, medical records for health claims, photos and videos of property damage. Having that solid evidence can really, be the difference between a smooth claim and a rejected one.
So it's not just about being insured, it's about being insurance savvy,
Right.
knowing your policy inside and out.
Exactly.
Documenting everything meticulously.
Mhm.
It's like being your own best advocate when the unexpected happens.
That's a great way to put it.
And speaking of unexpected events,
Yeah.
the presentation dives into why we need insurance in the first place by highlighting all those kind of curveballs that life throws our way. And it's
Right.
not just about major catastrophes either.
Right.
It shows this image of a cracked piggy bank,
Yeah.
which I thought was such a clever way to illustrate the financial impact that even smaller unexpected events can have. Like,
Yeah.
what if your laptop gets stolen?
Right.
Or you need an emergency root canal?
Exactly. And while those might not be as, catastrophic as, say, a house fire,
Right.
they can still put a serious dent in your savings. And this is really where, having the right insurance can really provide a financial cushion and help you recover more quickly.
So it's about having a safety net for the big drops and the smaller stumbles.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, just like there are different types of nets, there are different types of insurance,
Mm-hmm.
tailored to different needs.
For sure.
The presentation lists the usual suspects:
Yes.
life, health, auto, and home.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of just listing them, let's kind of break it down a little bit.
Yeah.
What are some nuances or maybe even lesser known benefits of each that our listener might find surprising?
Well, let's start with life insurance.
Okay.
A lot of people think it's only about providing financial support to your family if you were to pass away.
Mm-hmm.
But some types, like whole life insurance, can actually act as an investment tool building cash value over time that you can access later in life.
Wait a minute. Hold on. So
Yeah.
it's not just a death benefit. It can be like part of a long-term financial strategy.
That's right. So with whole life insurance, a portion of your premiums actually goes into this savings component that grows tax deferred. And you can potentially borrow against this cash value or even withdraw from it in certain circumstances, like for retirement income
Yeah.
or to cover unexpected
Because
expenses.
that's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's like having a safety net that also doubles as a savings account.
Right.
I'm starting to see why understanding the different types of insurance is so crucial.
Yeah.
Like you could be missing out on benefits you didn't even realize existed.
Precisely. And that's just one example.
Right.
With health insurance, for instance, many policies now offer wellness benefits,
Oh, really?
like gym memberships or discounts on healthy living products.
Wow.
So it's not just about covering medical expenses anymore. It's really about proactively supporting your well-being.
It's almost like health insurance is evolving to become more holistic.
Yeah.
Going beyond just reacting to illness and focusing on promoting wellness.
That's right.
That's a pretty cool shift.
It is, and even with something like auto insurance, you can find policies that offer benefits like roadside assistance or rental car coverage. So if you break down or you have an accident, you're not left stranded.
Wow, so there's a whole world of insurance perks and benefits
Yeah.
beyond just the basic coverage. It really pays to do your research.
Yeah,
Find a policy that aligns with your lifestyle and needs.
for sure.
Speaking of which, the presentation emphasizes that insurance isn't one size fits all. So how can our listeners start to figure out what kind of coverage is right for them?
Well, one of the first steps is to assess your own individual situation and potential risks.
Okay.
What are your financial obligations? Do you have dependents? What assets do you need to protect?
It sounds like it's all about taking inventory of your life, your responsibilities, your goals, your potential vulnerabilities, and then figuring out which insurance nets are best suited to protect those specific areas.
They got it. And it's not a static thing either. Your insurance needs are going to change throughout your life. For example, getting married, having children, buying a home, or starting a business. These are all major life events that could trigger a need to adjust your coverage.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Yeah.
You need to regularly reevaluate your coverage and make sure it's keeping pace with your evolving life.
Absolutely. And that's where, seeking professional guidance can be invaluable.
Okay.
An insurance agent or a financial advisor can really help you assess your needs, explain the intricacies of different policies, and recommend the best options for your specific circumstances.
It's like having a personal insurance Sherpa to guide you through the complexities of the insurance landscape.
That's a great analogy. And speaking of analogies,
Yeah.
the presentation uses a bunch of them
Right.
to explain different insurance concepts. Did any of those stand out to you?
Well, beyond the safety net one, they used a visual of a tightrope walker
Oh, yeah.
with a safety net below
Right.
to illustrate term life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah.
It really captures that sense of temporary protection
Yeah.
for a specific period of time. But I'm curious, how does that differ from, say, whole life insurance, which you mentioned earlier?
That's a great question and a perfect segue into our next section, where we'll dive deeper into the different types of life insurance policies and explore, their nuances, benefits, and potential drawbacks.
All right, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after a quick break.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of insurance.
All right, so we've established that insurance is about strategically protecting yourself and understanding the nuances of your policies, especially when it comes to claims.
Yes.
And we've kind of hinted at this idea that different types of insurance serve different purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Before the break, we were about to unravel the mystery of term versus whole life insurance.
Okay.
You mentioned that whole life can act as an investment.
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
admit that's not something I'd ever really considered.
It's true. Whole life policies do have that savings component,
Okay.
which can be attractive to some people. Right.
But it comes at a price, literally.
Okay.
Whole life premiums are typically much higher than term life
Oh, okay.
because that coverage lasts your entire life,
Gotcha.
not just a set period.
So with term life, you're essentially renting coverage for a specific time frame.
Yeah,
While with whole life, you're buying it outright.
that's a good way to think about it.
Right.
And just like renting versus buying a house,
Right.
there are pros and cons to each approach.
Okay.
Term life is often the more affordable option, making it a good choice for covering temporary needs,
Okay.
like a mortgage or providing for your family while your children are young.
So if your main concern is ensuring your family's financially protected,
Yeah.
if something happens to you during a specific period, term life could be a good fit.
Right.
But what about those investment aspects of whole life?
Yeah.
When does that make sense?
Whole life can be a good option for people looking for a guaranteed rate of return on their savings.
And want to build cash value over time. It can also be a good choice for estate planning purposes,
Okay.
providing a death benefit that can help cover estate taxes or other expenses.
So it's more of a long-term strategy, potentially supplementing retirement income or leaving a legacy for your heirs.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it sounds like choosing between term and whole life really depends on your individual circumstances, your financial goals, and your risk tolerance.
You got it. There's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Right.
And it's important to remember that with whole life, those potential returns come with fees and expenses
Right.
that can eat into your gains.
Okay.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right.
It's a long-term financial strategy
Gotcha.
that needs careful consideration.
It sounds like there's a lot to weigh when choosing between term and whole life.
Yeah.
Are there any other types of life insurance out there that people should know about?
There's also universal life insurance,
Okay.
which combines the flexibility of term life with a savings component similar to whole life.
Okay.
You have more control over your premium payments and death benefit,
Right.
but the investment returns are not guaranteed.
So universal life offers more flexibility, but also more risk.
That's right.
That's a lot to digest.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a whole spectrum of life insurance options out there,
Mm-hmm.
each with its own set of pros, cons, and nuances.
For sure.
And that's why it's so crucial to do your research,
Yeah.
seek expert advice,
Absolutely.
and carefully consider your needs and goals before making any decisions.
Yeah.
Remember, choosing the right life insurance is a personal process,
Mm-hmm.
and what works for one person might not be the best fit for another.
That's right.
And that brings us back to the presentation's point about insurance not being a one-size-fits-all situation.
Right.
We've talked a lot about life insurance,
Yeah.
but what about the other types?
Mm-hmm.
Health, auto, and home.
Yes.
Are there any hidden gems or surprising benefits our listeners might be missing out on with those?
You know, one thing that stood out to me in the presentation was the evolving nature of health insurance.
Oh, okay.
Many policies now go beyond just covering medical expenses
Okay.
and offer wellness benefits,
Interesting.
like
Yeah.
gym memberships or discounts on healthy living products
Wow.
to encourage proactive health management.
It's like they're incentivizing you to stay healthy,
Yeah.
which ultimately benefits everyone in the long run.
Right.
That's a pretty cool development.
It is. What about auto insurance? Anything unexpected there?
Yeah, what about auto insurance?
Auto insurance is becoming increasingly sophisticated with features like telematics,
By the way?
which use technology to track your driving habits
Okay.
and potentially offer discounts for safe driving.
Oh, wow.
Some policies even offer rewards programs or cash back
Oh, really?
for good driving behavior.
So it's not just about mitigating risk anymore. It's about rewarding responsible behavior.
That's right.
I love that.
Yeah.
It feels like the insurance industry is starting to catch up with technology and offer more personalized and engaging experiences.
Definitely. And even with something as traditional as home insurance,
Okay.
you can find policies that offer coverage for identity theft protection,
Really?
pet insurance,
Huh?
or even home sharing liability coverage
Wow.
if you rent out a room on Airbnb.
Those are some great examples.
Yeah.
It really highlights how diverse and tailored insurance policies can be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the basics anymore. It's about finding coverage that fits your unique lifestyle and needs.
Exactly.
But with all these options and variations, it can feel overwhelming to even know where to start.
Absolutely. It's like being handed a giant menu with hundreds of dishes.
Right.
You might be excited about all the choices, but also paralyzed by indecision.
Right, exactly.
And that's why, as we mentioned earlier, seeking professional guidance
Right.
from an insurance agent or a financial advisor
Mm-hmm.
can be invaluable. They can help you navigate the complexities, understand the fine print, and make informed decisions that align with your goals.
It's like having a personal shopper for insurance.
Right.
Someone who knows the ins and outs of the market
Mm-hmm.
and can help you find the best deals and the best fit for your needs.
For sure.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of finding the best deals,
Yeah.
that brings us to another crucial aspect of insurance that we haven't touched on yet.
Okay.
The importance of shopping around and comparing different providers.
Yes, absolutely. Just because you've had the same insurance company for years
Right.
doesn't mean they're still offering the best rates or coverage for your needs.
Right. It's like anything else. You have to be a savvy consumer and compare your options to make sure you're getting the best value.
Absolutely. And the presentation actually highlights some common mistakes people make when purchasing insurance.
Okay.
And not shopping around is a big one.
Oh, interesting.
People often stick with what they know out of habit or inertia, but they could be leaving money on the table or missing out on better coverage
Yeah.
by not exploring other options.
So it's not just about having insurance. It's about being an informed and proactive insurance consumer.
That's right.
That means doing your research,
Yeah.
comparing providers,
Mm-hmm.
understanding your policy,
Yes.
and advocating for yourself throughout the process.
Exactly. And remember, knowledge is power.
Right.
The more informed you are about insurance, the better equipped you'll be to make decisions that protect your financial well-being and provide peace of mind for the future.
Well said. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from understanding the claims process to exploring different types of insurance and the importance of shopping around.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one final piece of the puzzle we need to address.
Okay.
What are the tangible benefits of having insurance?
Yeah.
Beyond that sense of security and peace of mind,
Right.
how does insurance actually impact people's lives in a concrete way?
That's a great question, and one that the presentation tackles head-on with a compelling visual metaphor. We'll explore that and delve into the real-world benefits of insurance when we come back.
All right, stay tuned for our final part. And we're back, ready to explore those tangible benefits of having insurance. You mentioned a compelling visual metaphor from the presentation. What was that all about?
Well, they use this image of a bridge spanning a chasm.
Okay.
On one side is financial stability, and on the other is, financial ruin.
Right.
And insurance is depicted as this sturdy structure connecting the two,
Okay.
allowing you to cross safely, even if unexpected events, shake the ground beneath you.
I love that. It's such a powerful way to illustrate how insurance can act as a buffer
Yeah.
against financial hardship, helping people navigate life's uncertainties
Right.
without fear of falling into that chasm. But it's not just about preventing disaster, right?
Mhm.
What are some other ways that insurance concretely benefits people's lives?
Well, think about access to health care.
Okay.
Health insurance allows people to get the medical care they need without facing crippling debt.
Right.
This can mean the difference between early detection and treatment of a serious illness, or delaying care due to cost, which can lead to, more severe health problems and financial strain down the road.
So in a way, health insurance isn't just about treating illnesses. It's about promoting well-being and preventing even bigger problems down the line. It's about creating a healthier society overall.
Exactly. And it's not just individuals who benefit.
Right.
Businesses rely on insurance to protect their operations, their assets, and their employees.
Okay.
Having liability coverage, for example, can safeguard a small business from financial ruin if a customer gets injured on their premises.
Oh, right.
This allows businesses to innovate, grow, and contribute to the economy without being paralyzed by, fear of lawsuits or unexpected events.
So insurance acts as a sort of safety net for the entire economic ecosystem, enabling both individuals and businesses to take risks, invest, and thrive. It's like a giant shock absorber for the economy, helping to smooth out the bumps along the way.
That's a great analogy.
And let's not forget the role insurance plays in disaster recovery.
Oh, it's huge.
When a hurricane, earthquake, or wildfire strikes,
Yeah,
insurance helps individuals and communities rebuild their lives and their homes.
absolutely.
It provides the financial resources to repair damage, replace lost belongings, and get back on their feet, which is crucial for both individual well-being and the resilience of communities as a whole.
It's almost like insurance acts as a collective safety net.
Yeah.
In times of crisis, pooling resources and spreading the risks so that no one has to bear the full weight of a catastrophic event alone. Pretty remarkable when you think about it.
It is. It's a reminder that insurance is more than just a financial product. It's a social good, a mechanism for fostering resilience, and a testament to the power of collective action. When we pool our resources and share the burden of risk, we create a more stable and secure society for everyone.
I agree.
We've talked about the importance of being insurance savvy
Right.
and proactive in managing your coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond the practical tips, what's the biggest takeaway you want our listener to walk away with today?
I think the most important takeaway is this insurance is an investment in your future well-being,
Okay.
both financially and emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about protecting your assets. It's about protecting your peace of mind.
Right.
Knowing you have a safety net in place allows you to face the future with confidence, knowing you're prepared for whatever life throws your way.
Beautifully said. So it's about taking control of your financial future, not just hoping for the best, but actively planning for the unexpected. And as we've discussed, that involves understanding your needs, doing your research, and finding coverage that aligns with your individual circumstances and goals. It's an ongoing process, not a one-time transaction.
Exactly. And it's a journey worth taking because ultimately insurance is about more than just policies and premiums. It's about creating a life of security, stability, and peace of mind. It's about empowering yourself to pursue your dreams and embrace life's adventures, knowing you have a safety net there to catch you if you stumble.
I love that. It's about living life to the fullest without being held back by fear of the unknown. And on that note, I think we've successfully demystified the world of insurance today. We've explored the different types, the claims, processed the benefits, and most importantly, the mindset shift needed to view insurance not as a burden, but as a powerful tool for creating a more secure and fulfilling future.
Absolutely. And remember, knowledge is power. The more you understand about insurance, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions that protect you and your loved ones for years to come.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the world of insurance. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.